I could say with assertion that almost in every household, in every family, between every husband and wife, there are some issues. Whether this marriage is 3 months old or 30 years old. This is part of parcel of our humanity, of our different human characters. But despite that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, marriage is essential for your survival, for your mental, spiritual, moral, and social survival. You have to get married. You have to find a partner in this life. Your journey in this life is incomplete without your partner. A partner from the opposite gender, not same-sex marriage, as some of them advocate nowadays. Marriage is considered one of the greatest signs and miracles of God on earth. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ, among His signs, among His bounties, الفيض الإلهي, among His favors on mankind that He created for them, spouses from among themselves. Among themselves means the same race, human being. You are unable to marry a jinni. You have to marry a human being from your type and your kind. من أنفسهم أزواجا. And the main purpose for marriage, لتسكنوا إليها. You find emotional shelter. This emotional refuge and shelter and happiness and gratification is not found anywhere. Even your mother, the closest person to you, at certain age, she can provide you this emotional shelter, psychological shelter. But after that, she has to hand you over to someone else, who is your wife, or who's your husband. لتسكنوا إليها. Before I made it to London, on my way to London, I was debating with myself. I have 3 or 4 nights. Which subjects are very important, are the most important to be addressed? And I thought that because we are commemorating the martyrdom of al-Banin alayhi salam, and because the issue of family and marriage and raising children is relevant to al-Banin, and also it is very contemporary, and it is very urgent today in all households in the East and the West, in Muslim countries and non-Muslim countries, in European countries or North America or South America or the Middle East or India or Africa. We are facing crisis in the institution of marriage. This is the biggest threat mankind is facing today. Unfortunately, I can tell you, because I'm a servant in a community in North America, I can tell you now, certain months, certain weeks, we perform more divorces than marriages. Sometimes the number of divorce that we have, unfortunately, to perform exceeds the number of the marriages that we solemnize. And this is very painful, especially when it takes place in an Islamic community, in a community that practices the prayers, 5 daily prayers, and the fasting and Hajj. And when you see it among the people of faith, the people who practice Islam, the number of divorces surging. In some communities reaches 70%, over 70%. Over 70% of all marriages that takes place today, February 22nd probably, 2013, before, is it February or April? I think it's April. Before next year's April, 70% of these marriages are disintegrated. They fall apart. I can speak about Aqidah, Islamic ideology, for 3 nights or 4 nights, which is pretty much needed. But my friends, if we do not fix our families and our homes and our human relationships and our marriages, Aqidah is not going to help us. Aqidah is not going, Islamic ideology is not going to advance our cause and makes us happy. We have to fix ourselves and our families and our relationships. A good believer of you, a good servant of God of you, that God is proud of him. The apostle of God is proud of him, and Ahlul Bayt are proud of him. The one who has perfect marriage. The one who knows how to overcome these obstacles and these challenges and these problems with wisdom and farsightedness and tolerance and patience. And he can keep the marriage intact despite the turbulences. This is the result of faith. This is the result of faith. This is the result of performing prayers and going to Hajj. Imam al-Baqir, when he defines Shi'ism, he says, ما شيعتنا إلا من اتقى الله وأطاعه وكانوا لا يعرفون إلا بالتواضع والتخشع وخشية الله. Our true followers is not those who just pray 5 daily prayers and they fast only the month of Ramadan and maybe they go to Umrah and they perform Hajj and they pay charity. These are necessary. But those who are characterized by humility and submission to God and helping each other. The true servant among you in the eyes of God is the one who's a good husband. And among you guys at the back, the one who's a good wife. And when you have kids, the one who's the best father. And when you have children there, the best mother. This is the true servant of God. We are placed on earth here for a mission. For a mission. Certain things are required from us to do. And all these acts of worships, the prayers that we just performed right now, it's not a goal. It leads into a goal. I mentioned last night, remember? What is the main goal of the prayers? I mentioned it here last night. Remember the verse in the Quran? In Surah Taha. Why do we pray? We pray for one important reason. And that reason, if we can achieve that thing, that goal brings happiness into my marriage life and social life and community life. وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِ. If I always remember God, and I'll be accountable before Him for everything I say, everything I do. ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد. Every comment, every motion, every gesture is accounted for. Nothing is missing when it comes to Allah. Then I would watch out for what I am saying to my family, to my wife, to my children, to my brothers, to my cousins, to my co-workers. ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد. Prayers inspires me with the sense of respect and fear and reverence to my Lord. This is the true prayers.